Medicare 101. Picking a Medicare plan is easy, and if I don't like it, I'll just change it during open enrollment. Hi, this is Bob Vineyard, your Medicare expert with the Georgia Medicare Minute. This is something I hear quite often, and people just say, I guess they get tired of talking to people about Medicare and trying to learn about, how does this work and how does that work. So, it's pretty understandable. But for some reason, and I guess that's because, they don't deal in this stuff every day like I do. For some reason, they seem to think, if it doesn't work out, I'll just change it next year, or I'll change it during open enrollment. Well, let me give you a heads up. First off, the best time to buy a Medicare supplement plan is when you first go on Medicare. Even the Medicare handbook tells you that. Medicare choosing a Medigap plan handbook tells you that. The best times when you first go on Medicare. Why is that? Well, it's because they cannot ask you any health questions. So it doesn't really matter if you're sick as a dog or if you're in perfect health. You can go buy a Medigap plan, Medicare supplement plan, Medigap, Medicare supplement, interchangeable terms like Kleenex and tissue. But you can buy a plan from any carrier, buy any plan you want from any carrier, no health questions asked. Once you have been on Medicare for 6 months, you can change your plan at any time, but you do have to go through underwriting. And I know people seem to think that, underwriting was eliminated with Obamacare. That's true, but that part of it only applies to individual health insurance under age 65. It does not apply to Medicare. So if you decide at some point that you want to change your Medigap plan, or you get tired of this Medicare Advantage plan that didn't work out exactly as you thought it would, and you want to go on original Medicare and a supplement plan, going on original Medicare is not a problem because there is no underwriting for original Medicare. However, if you want a supplement plan, there is underwriting. And it's a pass-fail kind of thing. It's not, you're kind of sick, so we'll charge you a little extra premium or anything like that. No. They either accept you or they don't. If they don't accept you, you keep what you got. It's pretty straightforward. The only thing that you can change, and again, people think that they can change everything during open enrollment. Open enrollment is October 15th to December the 7th. And the only thing that can be changed during open enrollment are drug plans and Medicare Advantage plans. That's it. And because there's no underwriting with drug plans, and for all practical purposes, there's no underwriting with Medicare Advantage plans. Okay, now think about that for just a minute, just for a moment. With Medicare Advantage plans, the only health question is, are you in renal failure and, on dialysis? Other than that, it doesn't matter if you have a history of heart disease, you've got 5 different types of cancer, you're diabetic on 1,600 units of insulin every day, and you've got all the complications. It doesn't really matter. The only thing they're interested in is, are you in renal failure? So if Medicare supplement plans ask a whole string of underwriting questions, and Medicare Advantage plans don't, why do you suppose it's that way? Also, Medicare Advantage plans have lower premiums. Typically, over half the plans in Georgia don't charge you a premium at all. So, if they're not going to charge a premium, or they're either going to charge you maybe $40, $50, $60 a month for your plan, and they're only asking one health question, why do you suppose that is, where a Medicare supplement plan is probably going to run you about $100 a month or more, depending on which plan you get. There are some plans less than that, but most of the plans are going to be $100 a month or more, and they're going to ask you a whole bunch of health questions. Now, let's think about this logically for a minute. Medicare Advantage plans, they have managed care networks. Prior authorization is involved in most of the plans that are out there. And they have networks, good old networks. You have to get referrals for a lot of these situations. If you decide that, or your doctor decides that you need this test or you need this procedure, you're going to have to get permission from the Medicare Advantage carrier before you can have that test or procedure. And even once you do get approval to have these things done, you're on the hook. Most of the plans, you're on the hook for the first $6,700. Now that doesn't mean it's $6,700 all at once, because there are co-pays anywhere from $10 or so for a doctor visit, $30, $40 for other plans, and in some cases $300 to $500 for certain types of treatment and some tests and stuff like that. So there's a lot of moving parts. There are networks with the Advantage plans. But if you're going to be on the hook for $6,700 and they're not charging you a premium, whereas with the supplement plan, most of the time you're on the hook for the first $200 or less. Now we're talking 2019, and the Medicare Part B deductible in 2019 is $185. So basically that's what you're on the hook for. But the Medicare supplement carrier is on the hook for the balance of it. Is it any wonder why they're asking more questions, more health questions? So for those of you who think, well, if I made a mistake and I chose the wrong plan, I'll just change next year, or I'll change during open enrollment. Heads up, it's probably not going to work out that way. So choose wisely. This is Bob Vineyard with the Georgia Medicare Minute. You take care and have a great day.